Main event. Let's go. All right, main event. Tyreek Hill is dealing with an extortion attempt from his alleged extortion attempt, a shakedown. Coach, it's a shakedown. This is y'all telling me, Shannon Sharp. It's a shakedown. Okay, Captain Obvious. All right. So I can't fuck with these people in this space. Coaches, you want me to make a video? They're trying to shake down Shannon Sharp. Okay, yeah, I'm a little bit more. I gave y'all way more angles than this, bro. The shakedown of Tyreek Hill. All right, apparently his ex-wife is going ham. She is filed for divorce right at the beginning of the NFL season, which is going to make it difficult for him to fight the divorce, right? It's going to make it harder for him to fight the divorce, and it's going to be harder for him to focus on the field. And as you can see, the Miami Dolphins laid an absolute fucking egg against the Indianapolis Colts, I believe, this past weekend, and got ramshackled. They're even saying Tyreek Hill should be traded, possibly to the Pittsburgh Steelers, after this debacle of the first week. So he's going to be distracted on the field and off the field. Now, this shouldn't be a surprise. This relationship was headed nowhere, and we're going to document the history of this relationship and show you what the recent shakedown is of this Tyreek Hill. Now, let me go ahead and put this up on the screen. I hope I'm not muted. Video share mode. We have Tyreek Hill's ex-wife. She's not ex-wife yet. You would call it estranged. You would call it his soon-to-be ex-wife. But her name is Keita Vaccaro. She's accusing him of domestic violation, claiming 8 incidences, including one where he spat on her.
Gotcha, bitch.
All right, where he spat on her. And you see what the game is out here. You see what the game is. It's really, really tough out here. It's really, really tough. Now, we're going to read this article here, but TM Zizzle has it covered. According to TM Zizzle, Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill's ex-wife, Keita Vaccaro, she's an Italian, if we can't get it right here, is accusing him of multiple domestic violation incidences during the 17-month marriage. Vaccaro alleges that Hill shoved her to the floor eight times, y'all. All right, 8 incidences, and she still stuck around. Okay, you guys got to understand. By the way, this is the woman. It's the woman. And let's go ahead and go right now to get it out of the way.
White women at?
All right, let's get it out of the way. We're going to talk about the black-white dynamic because niggas are going to say, see what happens when you get those white women? We're going to have a black woman come up in here and talk about this. All right, we're going to have a black woman clear this shit up. All right, but let's take it to the conversation here. All right, Vaccaro alleges that Hill shoved her to the floor, ripped off her necklace, and violently attacked her by throwing her body to the ground. Body slam. Twisting her intimate body parts. Purple nurple. All right, he gave her the purple nurple or the titty twister. All right, shout out to him. That's fair game. You give somebody the purple nurple. I give my bras the purple nurple all the time. I'm going to squeeze. I don't know. I might not twist them, but I might squeeze the nipple. Come on, hey, ladies, come on. All right, that's overboard. All right, ladies, are you in here? Any CGA ladies in here? Ask them if I gave you the purple nurple. All right, that's... All right. Ripping out her hair. All right, ripping out her hair. All right, that sounds like me too.
Okay, daddy.
All right, it said grabbing anything on her person that he could. All right, he grabbing a punani kitty cat. In total, she claims there were 8 instances of domestic violation, including one where Hill allegedly spat on her. Yeah, that's assault. And others where he was physically abusive while she was pregnant. Boy, she going for the jugular. All right. She going. Sorry. She didn't throw everything out there. And she stayed? All right, this is crazy, man. But you know why she stayed. Because.
Gotta get my bag and run.
This is obviously a setup. All right, this is obviously a shakedown. All right, his attorneys have responded. But we're going to talk about how Tyreek Hill got here. All right, let's go to the attorney's response. All right, first. All right, let's go to the attorney's response. Let me see where we're at here. This is recent here. Is this? Okay, no, that's a different one. Where's TMZ? TMZ has the attorney. Okay, here we go right here. So TMZ has the attorney's response here on September 8th. So this was yesterday. All right, we're going to hear about more purple nurples here. All right, let me know if you can't hear me. It says Tyreek Hill alleged multiple DV instances in the new court filing. He denies the claim. All right, there she is. There she looks better with sunglasses. All right, so we heard about the claims. She got a purple nurple, got spat on, got kicked down the stairs and kicked in the gut and body slam and necklace yanked off. Okay. Vaccaro says the two were guests in the Southwest Ranches in Florida where Hill went off on her during a vacation about a post-nuptial agreement. We heard that in the Dan Gilbert case. So it sounds like he knew he fucked up. No prenup. So what he didn't try to do was shove a post-nuptial agreement on her, and she said, nope. She said, hell no, bruh. You cooked. He realized he fucked up. And he realized the jig was up. So he tried to shove a post-nuptial agreement in her face. She said no. She says he shoved her to the floor, stood over her, and then ripped off her necklace, causing a cut and a bruise. And it says 2 weeks later, in late January 2024, Vaccaro claims Hill got mad at her while the two were at an Orlando, Florida hotel. Who goes to Orlando, Florida? Fuck out of here. Hill, she wrote in the documents, violently attacked her, throwing her to the floor, twisting her intimate body parts, giving her the purple nurple, ripping out her hair, pulling on my hair, and grabbing anything on her person that he can hold. All right, and it says right here, she also accuses Hill of attacking her again as they were getting ready to leave for the Pro Bowl. Hill shoved the marijuana cigarette in her face, she claimed in the docs, and told her to get her suitcase and get the fuck up out of the house. Hill then threw her suitcase out of the door and threw her out of the door, locking it behind her. I actually believe this. All right. I believe this. All right. It's probably partially true. All right. Shout out to Orlando. I didn't mean to dish you. In total, Vaccaro said there were 8 instances of domestic violation, including one where she says Hill spat on her. I read that earlier, and then got physical while she was pregnant. All right, now, here's the deal. Tyreek Hill, let's see how he got here. Remember, Tyreek Hill is George Floyd. All right, Tyreek Floyd Hill. Remember he had that incident with the police, and he acted like a complete ignoramus, speeding to the Dolphins football game. He got pulled over, and then he wanted to act like a can't get right. All right, so I believe he's not the most mentally unstable of creatures. All right, but of course, I don't believe him to be an out-and-out domestic violator. I believe she has been contributed to this. As the data tells us, 60-70% of all domestic violence incidences are not one-sided. They're actually instigated by the woman. Okay? They're instigated by the woman, right? So the woman instigates it, and then you take physical assault, you give her the purple nurple, and then she documents that. You don't document the instigation, right? Or you don't walk away from the instigation. You don't know how to hold masculine frame, and then you end up snapping or crashing out. And then as a result, since you're immature, you end up doing something that she documents. Okay. So he's already had some troubles, and just basically looking at how he, holds himself, it's not a surprise that he spazzes out. All right. So with this being said, how did Tyreek Hill get here? We know he played for the Kansas City Chiefs, all right, and was a great wide receiver, tremendously underpaid because he was on a rookie contract, and he wanted to get to that money. And rightly so. Who wouldn't want to get to that money? But of course, everything has a price. When you get more money, you become a high-value target. If he would have stayed in Kansas City, they would have had another Super Bowl win. They would have been able to beat whoever the hell they lost to last time, which was the Philadelphia Eagles, and they would have been riding. He would have took a little bit of a pay cut, a little bit of a trim. He would have took a haircut, and he would have still been good, right? Not many bitches in Kansas City out there targeting you. However, you went to Miami of all places, and you took the money.
I got money.
Okay, so let's take it back and see how he got there. It says Miami Dolphins acquires Kansas City chef wide receiver Tyreek Hill for 5 draft picks, giving him 4 years, $120 million. All right, this was 2022. How fast things could turn from sugar to shit. How fast things could turn from sugar to shit. So 4 years, $120 million extension, $72 million guaranteed, and also included $52 million at signing. Drew Rosenhaus, the agent, has. All right, and it says right here in 2024, they restructured the deal for $90 million over the next 3 years, $65 million of guaranteed money, and no new ads were added to the 4-year, $120 million extension, but the $106 million is updated, fully guaranteed money It is the most ever for any wide receiver ever to play in the National Football League. Now, what did that result in? What did that result in? Well, let me show you. Gentlemen, it was a bad move. I mean, you know, we all make bad moves out here, but this was not good. So this led to him with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 baby moms. And by the way, most of these are in 1 year. Yeah. 1 year, bruh. So he got that money. He got that bag. You can see Miami. One of these girls were in Kansas City, I believe. Well, I see one girl is featured twice, but there's 5 baby moms. All right, that got him 5 baby mamas. And some of these girls are hottie toddies, right? We got the little Instagram model baddie in the red. We got the we got the muskrat white girl over here. We got a little baddie over in the top right, and then we got the wife over here. So, you know, you start nutting in women, and you become a high value target. So this has been terrible for him. Terrible timing. This money's been going out the gutter. All right. And it also got him what? Let's show you this. It got him sued by this big ass pog right here. All right. It got him sued by this big ass pog. All right. Remember this big Amazonian pog white woman right here? Well, she sued him because they were playing football, and she alleges that he tackled her. All right. And she broke her leg, only to find out after the injury, she still had sex with him.
Where the white women at?
All right. So she still, look at this nigga. All right. Wow, man. Nigga. All right. So she still had sex with him after the injury, according to this report. OnlyFans model suing Tyreek Hill over his broken leg admits that she had sex with him after the alleged broken leg. So it wasn't that she was a victim. She broke her leg and still gave up that pussy. All right. She still not gave it up. She still sold that pussy.
When I start selling pussy, I don't want to hear it. When I start selling pussy, I don't want to hear nobody say shit. When you see me on the corner, bitch, mind your business.
All right, so it hasn't been all gravy for Tyreek Hill, including this that I just remembered. Tyreek Hill had a house fire, right? His house damn near burned down because he had all of these strag relatives living with him. He had several relatives, like, you know, he was helping the hood, and he moved all these niggas from the plantation, all right, onto his house. And I believe one of the kids possibly might have started a structural fire in the toy room. Oh my goodness. Or maybe it was one of the hoes. I have no idea. Maybe it was one of the hoes.
Look what she did to my car.
Sheesh.
Look what this kid did to my car. I can't stand this hoe. I can't stand this bitch. Fuck this.
All right, so we got a lot going on with Tyreek Hill going on. Maybe it was one of that. Maybe it was that pog right here. Maybe it was this pog right here that set it on fire. It was all around the right time. It was all around the same time. All right, that this woman had that shit.
Hey,
going
where are the
on.
white women at?
All right, so that was all in since 2022. 5 to 6 baby mamas in 1 year. We had a house fire. We had a marriage. Allegedly 8 counts of domestic violation, including purple nurple and spitting on a woman, and a divorce, all in 3 years. Damn. Damn. All right, that is crazy work right there. That is, man, I don't know how you can highly accomplish some shit like that. So let me go ahead and pull this up here because this is important to the message here. We're going to go to the attorney's response, all right? And we do have a black woman that wants to speak on this because, let me see here. Oh, we also had this. I forgot about this. Yeah, I forgot about this. We had this incident where NFL star Tyreek Hill influencer's wife claims that he kicked her out and took the baby daughter after an explosive fight. So this led to the alleged incident of Tyreek Hill scrolling down, hanging the baby over the balcony. All right. Okay. So as you can see here, this the mother of the woman who is the wife, the estranged wife, the mother, they got into a fight. She said, "You're never here. You never help me. Okay, you never help me. You're always gone," although he's an NFL football player. So he takes the baby from her hands, and then this is the picture that was captured. Now, it's not exactly hanging the baby over the balcony. However, this is very unsafe. All right, this is, judging from what I see, this ain't a good look. All right, this ain't. All right, hanging over the balcony would be a stretch, but hanging onto the balcony would be accurate. Wowzers. All right, this nigga, man, is having all kind of problems. He definitely needs a handler. All right, a light-skinned, funny face handler. You see why these niggas need handlers. This is terrible. All right, you should not have a newborn anywhere near a balcony. If you do, you should be clutching it tight to your chest, meaning that you have no other options. Okay, so let's take you to the now accusations that we got going on here, to the divorce. There's the woman there, Italian woman. Although I did have a picture of the mom. Maybe we could pull a picture of the mom up. They set this nigga up like a straight goofy. And we all can get set up. So here's right here. This is the attorney's response here. Okay, we already heard this response here about the domestic violation claim. Let's hear from the attorney here. Tyreek's attorney is adamant that Kita Vaccaro's claims are false, saying that in a statement to TMZ, the allegations are nothing more than an attempt by Vaccaro and her mother and or her counsel to shake Mr. Hill down. It's a shake down, steady shaking me on down. This is what happens when you give Bama's money. This is what happens when you give Bama's money. All right. And no handler. This is the statement from the attorney. Make no mistake about it. We believe that these allegations are nothing more than an attempt by Ms. Vaccaro and her mother or counsel to shake Mr. Hill down. In the recent weeks, there have been multiple posts on social media and news outlets circulating that Mr. Hill was ordered to pay Ms. Vaccaro a temporary lump sum of $5 million, $20,000, and including $50,000 a month in child support, and then purchase a $100,000 vehicle and $450,000 in legal fees and expenses. This is far from the truth if one was to read the memoranda that was issued by the court. In fact, Mr. Hill understands that he and Ms. Vaccaro share a minor child, and the child's not even 2 years old. Apex predator unilaterally and prior to any hearing decided to give Ms. Vaccaro $500,000 to do as she wished or needed. Additionally, Mr. Hill had previously volunteered to provide Ms. Vaccaro up to $100,000 for her to purchase a vehicle of her choosing, and the court adopted Mr. Hill's offer. All right, so let me just stop right here, because I saw that when I was on vacation. I think I was in Colombia. This went down. But they automatically had numbers up saying that he was going to give up this and that. And I said, that's not true, because most of the time the numbers aren't going to be accurate, right? There's not going to be any hearing. This is why he wanted a post-nuptial agreement, and he had no prenup. So you got to handle your business out here. But she did get $500,000 free and clear to do whatever she wanted, and $100,000. Trust me, that's not enough. All right, you're about to get roasted. Just so you know, you got $100 and something million guaranteed. You're going to get a cut because that contract was signed during the marriage or near the marriage. Now, I don't know his attorney knows the rest. I'm just saying, if we took it on face value, the contract, the extension, and that's why I pulled this up. The contract and the restructuring of the deal was signed during the marriage. All right, let me pull this up. All right, that's why I had to show you right here. Okay. There's the restructured deal. August 3rd, 2024. That could be marital property. Now, I don't know the rules of the state, the jurisdiction. We're just going to take it off the rip and say that restructured deal and contract was signed during the marriage, and it could be part of the community property. Let me see if Florida's a community property state.
Has the modern dating landscape confused you? Have many of the standards that you heard you're kind of tired of hearing about, and you're wondering, what does it all mean? Well, look no further. Join us talking about the monetized dating marketplace right now on Locals, and it is CoachGregAdams.locals.com. You can create a free account to join the conversation between the Coach Gang members, but also on Sunday, we do a live stream demonstrating all aspects of the monetized dating marketplace. And coming soon in 2025, you're going to have access to a sample of the monetized dating marketplace course where you can get information related to how to participate in the monetized dating marketplace and or how to understand it, so you're not out here spinning your wheels trying to figure out how you're going to best deal with the monetized dating marketplace. Listen, everything and every aspect of dating is monetized. We just want to relieve the frustration that you might have about it. So the best way to do it is make a free account right there on Locals, CoachGregAdams.locals.com. You can get access to those live streams, but create a free account. Just join the conversation. I am the only one covering this conversation from this point of view. And yes, I am ahead of my time. Get ahead of the information before you're priced out.
Let me see your community property state. Let me see if it is. And it is not a community property state. It's an equitable distribution, which is worse. All right. I think that's worse. An equitable distribution. This is why he's going to hammer out a deal with this attorney. An equitable distribution means that the judge can decide what's equal and fair if they are in a contested divorce. That's if they're in a contested divorce. Now, we see that she's already lobbying claims that she's being a victim of abuse. So an equitable distribution state, which there are a few, the judge gets to decide what's fair. No prenup, no postnut. So it's right down the middle. Community property pretty much is supposedly right down the middle to the dollars and cents. An equitable distribution could mean that since she has the child, she gets access to the house, right? She gets access to more. She could get more. He could get more and she could get less. Okay, but this is going to be ugly, as you can see, because she's already trying to lob out domestic violation claims. Reading more. The attorney for Mr. Hill says the shakedown is oh, by the way, let me just say this. All men pay. All right. All men pay. All right. Listen. All men pay. Like, free pussy cost the most. Free women cost the most. Y'all keep fighting me on this. Free women cost the most. So in order to get her to leave initially, temporarily, he had to offer her $500,000 and a $100,000 vehicle. That's $600,000. Now, they were only married for 15 months. Calculator. This doesn't include the other baby mamas. This doesn't include the other girl's child support. This also doesn't include the lawsuit that the OnlyFans model lobbed. $600,000 divided by 15 is going to be $40,000 a month. $40,000 a month. Okay. That's a hell of an allowance that he's paid her. $40K a month. And he about to give her millions of dollars. That was just $600,000 that he voluntarily gave her. Once they get to the non-voluntary money, it's going to be way more. Free women cost the most. Right? Free women cost the most. All right, where's our brother here? I can never remember his name. But anyway, free women cost the most. How much JUCO pussy you could have got in Miami? You could have got at least 40 women in Miami each month, but you decided to get married. Okay. The shakedown is apparent, according to his attorney. Ms. Vaccaro wants an unreasonable amount of money that we believe she knows that she is not entitled to, and her counsel is excessively billing her, hoping that Mr. Hill will be ordered by the court to pay her legal fees. Classic case. All right, you got an attorney, a bulldog attorney. You have a high value target, a rich millionaire football player. You also have domestic violence. And then her attorney is drumming up the bill. Remember, this happened to Tyrese recently. She said that Samantha Lee had 3 attorneys and they were running up the bill, and he was forced to pay a portion of that, if not all of it. All right. So when you see the attorney bill running up, you want to settle. All right. You're like, man, because now that bill is $1 million. All right. Or it could be 500 grand and you're seeing it go up every day. Now you're seeing this filing for domestic violence. So you're going, okay, they're not going to stop. And they have the law in their favor. Right. You're fighting it like Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre was paying his woman temporary spousal support, but she was turning around paying off her attorney to keep the case going. And that nigga suffered a brain aneurysm. All right. She even served Dr. Dre at his mama's funeral or grandmama's funeral. Okay. So it is gloves off. It is war when you're in these divorces. It is a lawsuit. This is why when people say, what's wrong with marriage? It can't be that bad. New world order. Now, if you're talking about a regular guy and you make 50 grand, imagine your ex-wife going ham on you and you make 50 grand and she wants half of that 50 grand in support. She wants 25 or 30 grand of your 50 grand. And that happens all the time, meaning that she wants $1,500 a month in spousal and child support. You only made 50 grand. Now you only got $1,500 left, right? Where you going to live? At your mama's house. So it's even far worse when you're broker. So people are like, these guys are rich. You don't have to worry about that. It's worse when you're broke. Trust me. Okay. Now, getting back to it to read the statement. It says right here, as a memorandum outlines, Ms. Vacaro's counsel requests that Mr. Hill pay fees incurred in prospective to him and his team in the amount of $1,100,857,000. So the legal bill is already $1 million. Let me put this up on the screen. I'm trying to not put it up there for the mute.
The Money Mindset 2025. Join us if you are looking to elevate your mindset to the next level and get your financial information and game back to where it needs to be. This is the Blue Chip Mindset on steroids. We have 80 plus episodes from the last 2 years that you missed available via playback. You can get all of those episodes. Also, every live stream on Sunday night with all of our great contributors with subjects, cryptocurrency, investment, Money 101, Money 201. Also, if you're looking to become a social media content creator, this is the group for you. 2 times a month, we give you content creator information about how much money you can make via content creation. What are the most popular forms of content creation coming forward in the next few years, and how you can capitalize on an opportunity to be a content creator. Join patreon.com/Coach Greg Adams to find the Money Mindset link. Let's get our blue chip mindset on. The window is still open.
We got $1 million plus $600,000 on the legal bill, plus the voluntarily he gave up 500 grand and he gave her a $100,000 car. That's $106,000. I told you when I clicked that on, I was going to be muted. So he got a legal bill of $1 million. Okay, a legal bill of $1 million. $1,100,000. Okay, $600,000 voluntarily given away. We're at, in 15 months, that was $106,000 a month that she got from him. That's not including what she's going to get from him. 106. So the legal bill is at $1 million. I showed that on the screen. I'm going to keep the screen off. All men pay. Nothing's for free. Free women cost the most. All right. Long range marriages. Why get married in today's world? Especially if you're that much more. You're richer. And she says, oh, you're richer and you got more money than me. Just entertain they ass. Just fuck on them for a little bit, 6 months, a year, 2 years, and then let them go. Continuing on. The original petition for divorce was filed April 8th, 2025. It is only September 8th, 2025, and nothing substantial has transpired in the divorce proceedings. It's not surprising that these new allegations come only after the Honorable Court ordered that Ms. Vaccaro pay her own attorney fees and expenses from the $500,000 given to her by Mr. Hill. Okay. Ultimately, the Honorable Court reduced Ms. Vaccaro's counsel's hourly rate from being unreasonable. All right. It was unreasonable, reducing several fee entries as being excessive and reduce Mrs. Vaccaro's counsel's billable hours and invoices and reduce Ms. Vaccaro's counsel's prospective fees. So again, the court is saying, nah, we ain't going for that $1 million bill. All right, that is out of control. And so the judge can do that, go in and say, hey, listen, all right, this is excessive. Your attorneys are tripping. All right, and they can remove those billable hours from the attorneys and reduce the rate if it's excessive. And it sounds like they successfully got that. So congratulations on that legal move. However, we see that they're going in excessively extra here. So shout out to the attorney for speaking up on his behalf. And it sounds like that $500,000 she got to pay her fees out of. All right, so she can't just walk off with that money. Now, what is that going to do? That's going to piss her off. Okay. That's going to piss her off. What it's going to make her do is find allegations. But you don't have to search for very hard. You got him dangling a kid over a balcony. You got a police report. You have a 911 call. So an apex predator will set you up right here. You possibly also have photos. You also have a witness, her mother. Okay. You also have a witness, which is her mother. Her mother's going to be like, yeah, even his attorney said the mother is part of this shakedown. Let me see if I can find Tyreek Hill's mother-in-law. And I said this when I did a video on them back when the dangling video came out. I said that mother is the problem. That mother is the problem. She looks like a whole mess. Yep, phone calls. She probably got notes, built the case against him, notes in her note tab. Okay, voicemails recorded, text messages screenshot. She probably got all that shit. Let me see if I can find her. Vaccaro. I had a picture of her, and she looks a mess. All right, she looks like a problem here. Where's the mom? All right, those pictures are going to be hard to find, but it was in an article, and it showed her, and she looked like a whole problem. Yeah, she probably got Ring doorbell cam footage. All right, cam footage and the damn the courtyard cam footage. She got problems. Oh, also, what about the affairs? May not be a part of the case in Florida. Is Florida a no-fault divorce case state? Is Florida no fault? Florida is a no-fault state, so it might not matter. But, you know, he's got 6 baby moms in 1 year type shit. So that doesn't help his credibility, but we'll see. But it's an equitable distribution state, so it doesn't matter. The judge can take in all of these things into consideration if she wants. All right. Let's take a look at the woman here. We do have her pregnant. She is a good-looking woman when she gets dressed up. All right, when she gets makeup and all that stuff. I hope I'm not muted, but that's her right there. Let's see here. This is her. She's a fitness and finance influencer. I'm pretty sure she don't make that much money.